Hi, this is Mon Rasz and you are listening to my daily thoughts number 34. Today's reflections are about Ether of Science. For quite some time now I have been studying inventions of great scientists, one man much more than others, and it is Nikola Tesla. It's hard to find the right word to summarize his life's work, but in essence it would be fantastic. The immediate question is, how can such a man who has patented 100 plus of his many more often genius inventions die in poverty? The answer is coming at the conclusion of today's session. In his memories, Tesla writes that the only picture he would like to have preserved is one of him sitting in front of the huge spiral coil of his high-frequency transformer, reading Roger Boskovichs' book Theoria Philosphiae Naturalis. Written some 300 years ago, this large volume manifest talks about the world and universe and how everything is part of waves and resonance. And if we read the newest findings in physics, we find the same, that basically there is no such thing as matter. Everything there is just different forms of energy, with matter being just a slowed-down version of it. But there is one big difference in the understanding of the universe today and hundreds of years ago, and it is that at that time the great scientists were talking about an ether being everywhere around us and in space. But this vision, unfortunately, was dropped when Einstein came into the play of the physics world. Now, what could be the proof for such an ether? To approach this question in an unusual way, allow me to ask another one. How come that 50-ton dinosaurs could walk or even run at high speed 200 million years ago, while the heaviest animal today is a slow-walking elephant weighing some meager 5 to 7 tons? How can this be explained? Forget for a moment what you have been filled up with so far in terms of the so-called established science, and take the thinking in your own hands, or mind if you will. Elephants at older age sleep while standing for fear not being able to get up off the ground. They are very strong creatures, and yet they have a hard time to support their own weight. So how can it be that a T-Rex is supposed to chase its prey at speeds of 30 to 40 kilometers per hour, like it is pictured in the movie Jurassic Park? Pure physics of mass, weight, leverage, and muscle strength leaves no basis for a theory that dinosaurs could have ever gotten off the ground here on Earth today. It's pure and simple not possible unless gravitation was much less than today, be it because the Earth was rotating at much higher speed or was much smaller in diameter. For the Earth to be slowed down that much would have needed a meteor impact of unheard dimensions at a certain angle, so let's leave that out for right now. Also, the fact that prehistoric animals were the biggest about 200 to 300 million years ago and gradually became smaller rejects the idea of a one-time, rotational speed-changing big impact idea, but rather supports the stretched out and ongoing change on Earth towards more gravitation, which leaves us with Earth of having been much smaller in size than today. Engineer and geologist Ott Christoph Hilgenberg in the early 1900s came to the same conclusion, however from a totally different venue. In his 1933 published work, The Growing Earth Ball, he concluded that the continents on Earth would fit seamlessly together, with Earth having a diameter of only 1/2 of today's size, forming the prehistoric all-encompassing continent Pangaea. Amazingly, the theory of a steadily growing Earth is also supported by the NASA continental drift map. It shows that the distance between the continents increases in the equatorial direction by some 10 to 12 centimeters per year, Atlantic and Pacific region included. If this were true, then reversing time would lead us to a smaller Earth, causing less gravitation. This would explain why the more we go back in time, the bigger the animals and plants have been. But where should the uptake in mass come from? Asteroids, meteoroids, and cosmic dust can't be neglected in that calculation. So what could it be? If it is not matter, then maybe some form of energy that is slowed down by Earth and therefore transformed into matter. But what energy could that be? The ether theory would offer a solution, with ether being equal to what scientists in the past called radiant energy, or Tesla radiation, or even odd and argon. And by the way, the theory of an ether is proven by results of 2 experiments. One of them is coming from the Kamiokande detector in Japan, which measures neutrino radiation in an incredible amount of 3 billion per second and per square centimeter. The other originates from the Galax experiment, measuring up to 66 billion neutrinos per second and per square centimeter. So we have a scientifically confirmed ether consisting of neutrinos that hit the Earth with a huge density. A lot of this radiation goes through Earth and everything on it without interference. But it is interesting to note that the Japanese measured a drop in radiation by about 1/2 during nighttime hours, which leads to the question what happened with that missing radiation. If black holes and stars are a major source for this neutrino ether, then the Sun would be the biggest contributor to it in our solar system, and Earth would receive a great deal from it from the Sun. So the fact that 1/2 of this radiation disappears at night could mean that it is absorbed by Earth, creating the mass necessary for its growth. And voila! If we connect the dots, it would offer an explanation how less gravitation enabled dinosaurs to roam on an Earth of about 1/2 of today's diameter. So we have something that penetrates us and Earth every second in the amount of billions per square centimeter. Could we not make an antenna or solar panel-like device to extract energy from this neutrino ether? This is exactly what Tesla and others such as Hendershot, Kohler, Murray and Reich were trying to achieve about 100 years ago. Why their applications and methods were not further developed is subject to wild speculations, but what remains at the end is the notion that their success was based on a new or rather renewed view of an ether-filled universe. An official acceptance of this view would open the door for an avalanche of developments in energy and propulsion techniques, but it seems it does not fit to the plans of those in power. The situation resembles the time when the open spirits were fighting for a round-earth view and were heavily suppressed by the flat earth believers. It is incomprehensible that in the political, economical and scientific arena nothing has changed for hundreds of years. The grasp for more benefits, power and profits has always been a roadblock for the promotion of theories and inventions that could help humanity. Apparently now more than ever. We are made to believe that a perpetuum mobile is not possible and therefore cannot be patented. This is correct in the established Einstein-based scientific view of a closed etherless system. However, once that view changes and efforts being made to tap into that unlimited supply of free energy through the ether, a quantum leap and advancement would be made, allowing every human being democratically to enjoy freedom through energy independence. But this is exactly what those in power oppose by all means available to them, and this is the reason why Tesla died in poverty. But we are not helpless. From what the ether-inspired researchers tell us, we know that the key to connect to the ether field is having the right resonant frequency. This can be achieved by various means, using magnetic, electrical, crystal, and even sound field vibrations. And that's not even all of it. With the human mind working in amazing ways using these in secrecy held longitudinal waves the ether is based on, we might be able to achieve those reported wonders a few very famous men were able to do ourselves. We just need to believe and be in unity with whatever is around us. For today I thank you for your time. May the higher spirit help us evolve. Until the next Daily Thoughts, yours truly, Mon Rasz. And today's short postlectum is Om.